Well, hello there and welcome to the wonderful Mount Wanganui for the FIVB Continental Cup first round qualifier. It's finals day, which means that both teams have already qualified for the next round, but a win for either side would mean they qualify straight to round 3 and they bypass round 2. Round 4 is Tokyo. It's the Olympic Games. Well, Louis, with you here for the whole day's action. First of at least 4 games as the men and women go head-to-head, toe-to-toe to see who will be getting one step closer to Tokyo. Quick meet of the refs. Bonnie Pugeva from the Solomon Islands and Des Kerry will be in charge of this one. Pugeva on the stand and Des Kerry will be watching the net and anyone who goes underneath it. So the way this works is that there are at least 2 matches. It's the best of 3, each nation providing 2 teams in this competition. And for Vanuatu, it's been some journey in world volleyball. A program developed in 2007, and now they are a firm force on the world tour. And for Mila Pata, she has the record for any Vanuatu athlete on the world tour, taking a 5th with Linlai Matawatu back in 2015, but now they're planning for the future, and they've paired her with one of the younger players in Toko, 22 years old. She's been developed over a period of years between 2014 and 17 and played in multiple World Junior Championships. Now she's looking to perform on the big stage here at the Mount today, but they have a tough test. New Zealand obviously playing at home here at the Mount. Olivia MacDonald and Francesca Kirwan have been taking beach volleyball very seriously for a long time. And Francesca Kirwan, 26 years old, originally from Treviso in Italy, but now mostly lives in Auckland, apart from those summer months when the team head back to Italy to train. Her partner, Olivia MacDonald, 24 years old, played in the Under-19 World Championships back in Porto in 2013 before earning a scholarship to the USA. American scholar at the University of beach volleyball in Arizona. This team, alongside Craig Susu, a legend of the sport who's heading up their program, are looking to put New Zealand in the driving seat of this tie. It's the first of at least 2 matches. If it's tied at 1-1, well, we go to a golden match at the end of the day. So the service pressure so far for Vanuatu pretty good, and as you can see, it's very much a characteristic here at the Mount that the breeze does get up and it does swirl around, and if you pay attention to the flags, you can see that on the main picture the wind is swirling from right to left, so it means that Vanuatu are at the so-called good end here. It means that, apologies, the wind is behind them, so it means that New Zealand is at the so-called strong end. It was slightly different yesterday. Just proves how testing the conditions are here at the Mount. So off the net so far, the bumps over is very short. Great recovery work from Vanuatu. The standing roll shot just left slightly lacking. Vanuatu currently coached by former German international Michael Bergman, who's coaching Vanuatu as part of an FIVB beach volleyball development program. His wife and young child have also moved to the island with him on what must be just an adventure of a lifetime for them. But Jason Lockhead, former New Zealand international, was the head coach of Vanuatu for some time. Now he's coaching the USA. Another missed serve as MacDonald gets to serve for the first time. She came back from the USA to play with Alice Bain in 2018, and there's an ace for New Zealand, delights the crowd. That's exactly what they'll need early on here, just to try and wrestle a few nerves. First 2 sets, a race to 21. You have to win by 2 clear, and the teams change every 7 points. Another error. This time from Toko. World-class players finding it difficult out here at the Mount already, the 22-year-old from Port Vila. 2 balls coming from the more experienced Patter. Great play, just rushing the game up, making it difficult for the block defense. Pass has to be good though, but it's just a good release of pressure, and that's what Vanuatu have done recently. They've put the 2 most experienced players in Miller Patter and Linlai Matawatu with the younger players to try and drive forward the development of the sport. Obviously, the dream for them is to qualify for an Olympic Games, as it is for Kirwan and MacDonald. That's a big, robust, out-of-system swing from MacDonald. Kirwan to serve, whose mother was a top New Zealand international volleyball player, and obviously Father John Kirwan, one of the sporting greats here in New Zealand. Standing roll shot. Vanuatu a chance to counter. You can see the ball is starting to do all sorts in the air. And when you're swinging into the wind, it just gives you an extra couple of meters at the back of the court. So you can be aggressive. You can really go for your swings. As we have a quick look at the replay. Off the net, back corner. Pick that one out. Once more, the pass just drifts on to the net, and it's crucial for New Zealand here to try and keep that first ball low in the wind so it doesn't get away from the passing platform and the side-out team. But big serving out the back, those extra couple of meters not taken advantage of. Well, yesterday New Zealand came past Fiji. Very quick fashion, you must say. And the men go up in games 3 and 4 today. This is game 1. Just hammering into the crosswind. Great swing. And Vanuatu really mean business, but you also expect them to. Not a bad serve. Great footwork in the pass from Toko. Really athletic work. Remember, these 2, the top-seeded teams from New Zealand and Vanuatu. The second-seeded teams go up after this game. For New Zealand, that's Shauna Polly. If you remember, took a 5th place at the Commonwealth Games, playing with her newest partner, the experienced Julia Tilley. They're up next against Linlai Matawatu and Lottie Joe. That's a repeat of New Zealand Beach Tour finals from Sunday. Free ball. Once again, these windy conditions are meaning that the offense is, well, counteracted by the wind, but not at that good end. You can see how much easier it is for Vanuatu, but we do change ends. And it's 8-6 to Vanuatu. Toko and Patter, well, they're going to have to be very pleased with how they've opened up proceedings here. A bit of work to do for Kirwan and MacDonald, who took a 3rd place here at the weekend. The event was won by Polly and Tilly. They beat Vanuatu 2 in the final, but Vanuatu won. This team here, Patter Miller, Patter and Toko, didn't enter the Beach Tour finals. Another point goes their way at 9-6. This 3-point lead is key in these conditions. Batter from the left side, free net for New Zealand, not quite taken. Another chance in transition for Vanuatu, but the ball is just leaked on, and you can see as soon as that first touch is too aggressive from the right side of your screen, the ball is just blowing on and it's far too tight. Tidier play from New Zealand. Error count just slightly lower, and a face shot looked like for MacDonald. This one goes wide, so another point on the board for Vanuatu. MacDonald Kirwan have been learning their trade in Europe. The pair have achieved some top 5 finishes also in Langkawi, Malaysia, which is where the World Tour 1 Star is being held this week. And MacDonald with the hammer into the wind. Have to be aggressive into the wind. You really have to bring your A game. It's another serve that goes leaking out the back. There's a technical timeout at 21 points just to give the players a quick rest. They can talk tactics. They can just have a breather. Also, there'll be a change of ends as well. Kirwan the target from the right side. This time on two with the knuckle over the top of the block. It's Patter who manages to slow the game down with the block. She goes up with the ball. She knows that ball's not coming so hard. Block touch counts as a touch. And the knuckle from Toko is exemplary. New Zealand back feeling the pressure here. They're 4 down. They really need to start scoring, but it's Vanuatu. Miller Patter once more on the turn. Remember, Miller Patter is a player who's played in lots of big games under all sorts of pressure. That win against Agatha and Barbara in Long Beach in 2015 with Linline Matuatu, the biggest result in Vanuatu beach volleyballing history. They're the world champions, Agatha and Barbara, and Vanuatu went and beat them. So it just shows their pedigree, and they're showing their pedigree once more, but this time with the youngster Toko, also very efficient on the front court. We're at the technical timeout. It's 13-8. It's not quite going New Zealand's way at this point in time.
Hands up for proper hand-cooked crisps. Hands up. You got to be making noise if you want the free stuff.
The crowd are coming in force here on a Thursday afternoon. DJ Tawley in the stands, doing a great job of the sports presentation here, as he has done all week. But New Zealand and their #1 seeds will be wanting to get a point on the board. Remember, the concept of this competition is so different to beach volleyball. These teams normally traveling around the world tour, playing as a 2-person team, but now they're part of a 4-person squad, and that makes it a much different kind of competition. Continental Cup goes through all 5 continents, so 5 places up for grabs to the Olympic Games, with the top 15 in the world ranking also qualifying alongside the world champions as well. Going out of system, hitting from way downtown with the wind behind her, trying to push the ball on Vanuatu into the breeze and over the top of the block. Miller Patter has brought a level of consistency out here that hasn't quite been matched. Great setting into the wind, and the ball's put away. 7-point game. 6 will do it here for Vanuatu. They have come out the traps absolutely flying. But that's exactly the reply that New Zealand would like. The ball's lumped onto the net from Kirwan. MacDonald shows a really good feet to the ball, especially with the wind behind. It's very difficult to try and chase the ball with the wind blowing behind you. They need a run of serves, though. They're trailing, so they need to try and stop Vanuatu siding out. That's exactly what happens. Diving into the angle, MacDonald. Lights out on Vanuatu. Much needed work, and very good from New Zealand. It's good passing from Toko, but set slightly tight. MacDonald stands her ground. Once again, it's tight, but this time it's just manipulated away from the body. It's a good swing. Block and defenders will be looking for reads off the body line and the arm swing of the attackers. But hitting those sharp angles are very effective. Tomahawk reception. This time it's a knuckle angle. Sometimes just takes a while for players to settle into games of this magnitude. But it just seems as if New Zealand have really settled into this game as of late, so it might just be a little bit too late. Who knows for the opening set, but certainly will give them confidence going into the second. High line from Toko. Big test of character coming our way for New Zealand, because they're at the so-called strong end and they could win 6 or 7 here. If they can hold their side out, go back and serve well, well, there's the side out they needed. So they've done the first job. Francesca Kirwan now needs to try and serve 4, 5, 6 in a row and try and put Vanuatu under pressure with the win behind them. The passing and setting, though, from Vanuatu, they make it look so easy. Toko siding out once more, and they've played consistent. You wouldn't say error-free, but they've been really tight in the way they've approached the game. Ball to the line is good, but it's just scurried. Break block from MacDonald. Chance in transition from the right side. It's a good rip. And that feisty deep swing is good enough to keep New Zealand in touch, but they certainly have to do a little bit of legwork here. Here's an opportunity for them. Toko passing off the net, so the knuckles seen really early from Kirwan. Puts the ball up on 2. Chance for Vanuatu in transition. Goes with the cut shot once more, but Kirwan, 2 in a row. What's she got here in transition? The ball is blowing everywhere out there, so it's very difficult to track. She's underneath it. Vanuatu with a high knuckle, in or out. It's just wide of the mark. Persistence paying off for the home team here. They've had to ride the early storm, but now they're starting to flourish again, the Kiwis. Beach Ferns, as they're known, but some early moves back there from Kirwan in defence, and spiking is quite often about vision and hitting very good angles away from the body line, and Vanuatu, Toko tends to use good vision. She can see everything the block defence is doing at times. That's very tight, so the jumbo knuckle is good. 2 will do it for Vanuatu, though. New Zealand still needing 6. Have to go for their serves. New Zealand's very tight. It's another cut shot. Kirwan made the last 2, didn't she? But this time the ball's just dropped in front of her. And the knuckle on the cut shot here. You can just see keeping the ball very low and just trying to play as quickly as possible into the corners to try and make New Zealand stress. First set point for Vanuatu. Not taken. Change of ends, just upsetting the rhythm. MacDonald serving, having to run into block as well, so a big workload on MacDonald through here. Second set point taken from Vanuatu. Milapata and Shersin Toko have taken the opening set here at the Mounts. They've been very, very consistent with very few errors in what's tough beach volleyballing conditions here in the breeze. Vanuatu, well, they're on their way, but they still have a long journey to go if they want to take the gold medal here this week, as they need to win 2 matches from 3 to seal their place in round 3.
Hands up and make some noise for each other, fans. You gotta wait for a little bit. You gotta make a little bit of noise for me. Down the other end as well, girls. It's making the noise up there. That's what we want to see. Hands in the air.
The game after this one, Julia Tilley, who resides here in the Mounts, up with Shauna Polly. They're playing the experienced Linline Matawatu and Lottie Joe, the younger partner of the experienced Vanuatu player. And they'll be wanting to go for the win, not trying to save the tie for a golden match later on, but you just feel this game is far from done. New Zealand still certainly in the hunt as we get ready for set number 2. And then the matches 3 and 4. We have the men's final between Australia and New Zealand as well. So that's going to be a big game out here at the Mount. New Zealand get us underway, but it's another big deep swing from Vanuatu, who are using this wind, you must say, rather well. They've swung really deep and they've really got their wrist over the top of the ball into the wind. Michael Bergman will be very happy with the way that they've started this off. And they managed to keep New Zealand from swinging or passing onto the net. And the problem is, the further you play and you attack from the backcourt, you have a lot fewer angles. Back set this time. Kirwan has to go over the top. Does it get caught in the wind? Yes, it does. So already it looks as if it's a challenging set for New Zealand. They're at the weaker end with the wind behind. Vanuatu, well, they're going to be absolutely delighted that they could come out here with a 1-0 lead and have the advantage with the end. First point on the board for MacDonald, just twisting, turning on 2. Service pressure's flat, just flatter the serve, the less time the passer has to stay stable and shift their feet into a position to pass. But it's an error for MacDonald, but still a good end for New Zealand if they can win the next couple of points and change it 4-3. Vanuatu with another rocket. Such a great serve. Kirwan just knuckling away. There's one. And if they can make a break here, it's a great end for New Zealand. It really is. Losing that weekend 4-3 is certainly not a disaster in any way, shape or form. Here's a free ball for him. The wind's starting to swirl a little bit now. There's a net touch against MacDonald. So 5-2 the first end to Vanuatu. Change of ends. New Zealand go into the breeze here at the Mount.
Western New Zealand. What is the Kiwi crew? Great job.
This is why this competition is so special. It could still go either way, right until the death. No matter what happens, if there's a golden set or a golden match. Oh, swatting on centre court from MacDonald. Waiting, lurking, all over that one. We're going to have another quick look at it. Not going to swing hard there, Vanuatu, so just delaying the timing and swatting the offense. Toko the service target. Second time in a row from the inside this time. And just goes after the seam. New Zealand looking after the line and the angle, leaving a slight gap between the two defensive components. But Vanuatu really do get after it. And you must say once more, Vanuatu are passing really well here. They're getting themselves into that front third of the court, and that's just going to make it easier for their rhythm and also their vision as well. Miss serve. New Zealand still at 2. It's much better serving, pushing Toko so much deeper, making her have to take a step. Oh, what a recovery that one is with the jumbo as well. Second opportunity for Vanuatu, but New Zealand are really fighting hard here. It's so tight with the set. MacDonald may be looking for a net touch there, but it's not being given. The point has gone to Vanuatu. And it's down to their good setting. They're getting the ball on the net and they're using the knuckle, but they're changing the angles. They're knuckling quick to the sidelines and it's working. On 2, well seen. Breaking the block really early. They're not expecting the hard attack. Miller Pata on the turn. Vanuatu are looking to get off to the perfect start here at the Mount. They're already leading by 1-0. And they find themselves 4 points up in the second. Great cover from MacDonald. She's low and she's still. She reacts on everything. Second opportunity, left side. Miller Pata goes high over the line. Ball's coming back on 1. Pata again from the left side. She's been sliding out on the right all game. And it's a game of problem solving and decision making. 2 Kiwis back playing defense. And the high roller through the centre. Locking cross this time. Well, Kirwan was trying to sit on the line and defend that angle, just changing the picture, but also changing the picture based on what the body line is potentially showing of the spiker. Short serve, Vanuatu. 10-4, we change ends. And even at the so-called weekend, Vanuatu have served well. They've played very consistent beach volleyball, passing and setting, with minimal errors. It has to be said, they've come out here and they've done a fine job.
New Zealand. So that's in the second set. We keep this first match alive. We play 2 rounds. The countries have 2 teams representing them.
MacDonald serving once more and making her way to the net to set up. Trying to just work the ball through the body, but this time Pata just maneuvers the ball slightly wide, and there's some tense moments here for the fans of New Zealand. And that's just going to release the tension slightly. It's a great serve from MacDonald. That's 2 in very quick succession. Vanuatu needing a side out. There's a block for New Zealand. Okay, now we're talking. That could be a momentum changer in the context of not just this set, but the entire fixture. But the serve just goes long. Vanuatu yesterday took a 2-0 victory over the Solomon Islands. Miller Pata and Toko defeated. They both won their games fairly easy. This time sitting on the line. Chance to go over the top, but that's also wide. So where so far, until this point of this game, Vanuatu haven't made so many errors, they are starting to creep in, and the service pressure is going up from New Zealand. They're starting to feel like they have to play not to lose, and they have to serve to win back there. And then they're starting to retreat and make some wonderful digs as well. Chance insisting, 2 balls coming off the body. MacDonald on the dive. It's head in hand stuff here at the Mount. There's some oohs and ahs, but at the second technical timeout, the story is very similar to the opening set. It's a 3-point game. Vanuatu are in the driving seat in this opening fixture of the Continental Cup. Still lots of action coming our way here at the Mount today. But the countries already qualified for the final round in June are China in the men and the women, Indonesia in the men, Iran in the men, Kazakhstan have qualified in the women, as have Thailand, and Qatar and Australia women have also qualified for the finals due to winning the 2016 Continental Cups. So they're already through. The winner of this fixture will join those teams. The runner-up will go into round 2 with Sri Lanka women, Japan, Indonesia, both sides will be wanting to get this job done. Kirwan just passing slightly off the net and a little bit too central, makes it very difficult to get the ball in the hitting window Vanuatu from the left side, lifting to the line. The body's facing that way, chipping away to the line. It's a good one. And the 5-point lead has just opened up Vanuatu. And once more, Miller Patter with all that experience on hand. Pressing. Blocking's about taking time away, not height. And Patter is so fierce up there. Timeout from New Zealand. Vanuatu, from this position, look like they are going to take a 1-0 lead in this Olympic qualification competition. And that's going to leave a big job for Shauna Pollitt and Julia Tilley in the second game. Coming up after this one, the rematch of the New Zealand Beach Tour finals at the weekend that was won by New Zealand, but there's going to be a little bit more pressure this time around in that fixture, especially if New Zealand find themselves 1-0 down. Toko from Vanuatu. It's been playing with Patter since 2018, the Asian Championships, where they took a 17th, but they've been growing through that. 4th place finishes, also a win at the Pacific Games. Into the win from the right side. Kirwan goes back to the line, but it's another one that's just the wrong side of the sideline. Passing into a much better zone. It's on an angle. Through the middle, Kirwan. Great side out. So what she does after she passes the ball, she has to go chasing that one down, Kirwan. Has to keep the ball in front of her. Has to stay composed as well, and she's going to have to be composed behind the service line. Knocks Vanuatu out of system. Toko with a bump cuddy. Seen from Kirwan. On 2 from MacDonald. It's a slight paintbrush, a spatch, but another opportunity. Well read on the backcourt from Kirwan, but it's just out of reach for New Zealand. But with that sort of work rate, body language and commitment, they still have a real big chance in this. That dig there. Full stretch to the right-hand side. Unreal from Kirwan. So much of the game about reading the opposition, not so much about reacting to where the ball's played, trying to pick up a line before the ball's been touched. Side out, great passing. Six points the difference. Toko back in system. Vanuatu have passed really well here this afternoon. And that's a key performance indicator. Again, when they pass into that front meter, the vision's up, the rhythm's up. When the ball's in front of you, it's so easy to go and get it. When you pass off the net, everything becomes tougher when the ball's behind you and you have to work to get your feet to the ball a little bit harder. Drifting on, overlines the call, but once more, Miller Patter is there, lining up the approach from MacDonald. And Vanuatu are 2 away from taking a big scalp hit in this gold medal match from the Mount. The 2 ball just beating the blocker into the net. Once more, good passing from New Zealand, but there's another error. So the first match point will be for Vanuatu, and they will have 8 of them. And it's a big statement of intent for Vanuatu to win this opening game. And the pressure really does go on to Julia Tilley and Shauna Polly, but it's Vanuatu that take the opening match of this women's gold medal game here at the Mount Beach Volleyball Continental Cup. Sherzin Toko and Miller Patter were consistent. They were a threat at the net, and they were dominant from behind the service line as well. It's unfortunate for MacDonald and Kirwan, but they go down in the opening game, and that means that to win round 1 and to go straight to round 3, Julia Tilley and Shauna Polly have to win the next game. We're just going to head to hear from our winners with Hannah Ray, our in-venue host.
You know, there's a reason more customers choose one New Zealand company to build their homes. Trust. GJ Gardner have worked up and down the country for over 20 years now. And they've earned a solid reputation with Kiwis. And you've just voted them Reader's Digest Most Trusted Home Builder again. So, if you're thinking about creating the home you've always wanted, talk to the team at GJ Gardner Homes, New Zealand's most trusted home builder, officially.
We have our first winners here in the Continental Cup. Guys, congratulations. How are you feeling?
Yeah, thank you very much. We are very happy, and yeah, we're very glad to compete in this tournament. Yeah, we're so very happy for that.
Awesome. And now you watch your teammates compete. What is more nerve-wracking, you playing or having to now watch your teammates play?
We wait till they play, and we watch the result, and if they win then we go through, and if they lose then we decide who's gonna play for that set. So yeah.
Yes, indeed. We will now wait and see what the number 2 seeds from Vanuatu can do, and whether we're going to a golden match this evening or whether the Vanuatu team is one step closer to Tokyo. Let's wait and see.